All right, let's talk about something that's at the very heart of great product development, but is so often misunderstood: the product backlog. We're going to demystify this thing once and for all. Let's get right into it. So be honest for a second. When you hear the words product backlog, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's just this huge, messy, glorified to-do list, right? A dumping ground for every feature idea and bug fix imaginable. Well, if that's where your head is at, you are missing out on its real power. A true product backlog isn't just a list. It's a strategic, living, breathing tool that can totally transform how a team builds a product. So here's our game plan. We're going to start with what a product backlog actually is. Then we'll dive into its three essential qualities, the super important role of the product owner, the art of keeping it fresh and relevant, and finally, we'll get to the real soul of what this thing represents. Okay, first things first. Let's build a rock-solid foundation and get on the same page. What exactly are we talking about when we say product backlog? Here it is, the official definition. It's the single, ordered, evolving source of all work needed to improve the product. Now, don't just gloss over that. Every single one of those words, single, ordered, evolving, is there for a very, very good reason. We're going to unpack them. And this is where the big mindset shift happens. It is not just a list of tasks or a rigid project plan. It is the product's entire strategic vision made real. It's a dynamic collection of everything the product might ever need to be successful, and it's always changing as you learn more. So what separates a powerful, effective backlog from a messy to-do list? Well, it all comes down to three core qualities. Think of these as the absolute, non-negotiable DNA of any real backlog. First, it has to be single. One product gets one backlog. That's it. No side lists for tech, no separate one for design, one source of truth. Second, it is ordered. Every item has a specific place in line. And third, it's emergent, which just means it's always growing and changing. If your backlog looks the same today as it did 3 months ago, something's wrong. Now, this next point is a real game changer. Ordered is not the same thing as prioritized. See, prioritizing gives you these vague buckets, right? High, medium, low. But what do you work on first in the high bucket? It's confusing. Ordering is different. It's a stack-ranked list. We do item number 1, then item number 2, then 3. It creates total, absolute clarity about what comes next. No question. Okay, so if this backlog is so important and needs this specific structure, who's actually in charge of it? Who's the master of this domain? Seriously, think about it in your own company. Who has the final say? Is it a group? A manager? Does the team vote on it? Who's really on the hook? The answer is one. Just one person, not a committee, not the team. One person is ultimately accountable. And that one person is the product owner. They are solely responsible for the content, the visibility, and, most critically, the ordering of the entire product backlog. So yeah, the product owner's job is huge. They're creating it, keeping it up to date, ordering everything, making sure the items are clear, and ensuring everybody can see it. You gotta stop thinking of them as a simple ticket pusher. They're more like the product's chief value strategist, always asking, what's the most valuable thing we can do next? So the product owner has this powerful tool. How do they stop it from going stale and becoming a useless artifact? That is where the magic of refinement comes in. Now, this is super important. Product backlog refinement is not a meeting you schedule once a sprint. No, it's a continuous, ongoing activity. It's like a constant conversation between the product owner and the developers to hash out the details and create a shared understanding of what's coming up. And what happens during this refinement? Well, it's all about breaking big, fuzzy ideas into smaller, clearer pieces. It's about adding details, figuring out risks, and maybe most importantly, it's about cleaning house, getting rid of old ideas that are no longer relevant and reshuffling the order based on new information. And if you're not doing this refinement, you'll start to see some major red flags pop up. Things like multiple backlogs for the same product, stakeholders going around the product owner to get their pet projects in, or the backlog just turning into a static wish list. If you see these things, your process is probably broken. Okay, we've talked about the mechanics, the what and the how, but let's zoom out for a second, because a truly great product backlog is so much more than just a well-organized list. It's a reflection of a deeper philosophy. And here's a little gift for you. The next time you're in an interview and someone asks you to define the product backlog, here's your world-class answer. You can say,
The product backlog is the single, ordered, evolving source of all work needed to improve the product. It is owned by the product owner and continuously refined with developers to ensure that items are clear, valuable, feasible, and aligned with the product strategy. That sentence right there shows you get the whole picture.
Because when you really think about it, the backlog is the physical proof of so many great principles. It's a commitment to empiricism, admitting we don't have all the answers up front. It's a machine for value-centric thinking. It forces real collaboration and creates radical transparency. And it's built to evolve just like your product and your market.
So here's the final thought I want to leave you with. The next time you look at a product backlog, don't just see a list of features. See it for what it truly is. It's the soul of a product's learning journey.